Hello out there, this is Mike McCormack. Thanks for clicking on the video. You must be bored like me. We're going to watch Jaws the Revenge. It's right before the holidays. I'm just having a quiet night. And appreciate you hanging out with me here. And I was just thinking, with the holidays around the corner, why not watch everyone's favorite Christmas classic, Jaws the Revenge, right? I mean, if we're going to call Die Hard a Christmas movie, can't we go ahead and just throw Jaws the Revenge in there too? Well, we're going to. So, go ahead and pop you some popcorn, kick back, and, I'm not going to be cynical about this movie. I mean, it's got its problems, but it also has some cool stuff in it. So, let's just try to have fun with it. So I guess you're going to need to get in sync with me, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video now. And I'm guessing you're back. If not, go ahead and pause it again, but I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. I'm going to hit play on 1. And I'm watching this on Vudu. I'm at the 47-second mark. It's right when the stars of the Universal logo appear, the classic Universal logo. So right when you see those stars, go ahead and hit pause, and we'll go ahead and do our countdown so we're in sync. So now I'm going to go 3. I'm going to go 3 to 1. I'm going to hit play on 1. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. So now we're fading into the Universal logo, and our entertainment begins. So as we fade in, we'll see a Joseph Sargent film. Now, Joseph Sargent actually made some good movies. He's probably best known for The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 from 1974, in that he directed Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw. Quint. And there's our Jaws the Revenge logo. But Joseph Sargent also directed MacArthur with Gregory Peck. I believe that was in 1977. There's Lance Guest. I always liked Lance Guest. We'll talk about him. I like Mario Van Peebles as well. And actually, Joseph Sargent was originally enlisted to direct the Universal King Kong movie that was going to be made in 1975 with a screenplay by Bo Goldman. But that movie lost out to Dino De Laurentiis' 76 King Kong, which is kind of cool. Mitchell Anderson and Michael Caine. I promise I'll try to do a really bad Michael Caine imitation at some point. Kudos to Michael Small. He did a great score, I think. He added a lot of pep to the Jaws theme with some enhanced snare and some horn hits that just really bring out the theme. In fact, these opening credits are pretty exciting, pretty good. Now, they were filmed on the Universal lot in Hollywood at the Jaws, I guess you would call it a Jaws ride, where the shark comes up. And you can kind of tell there. But still overall, I like these credits. They kind of get you pumped for the movie. I know I was excited back when this came out in 1987. I know exactly the date because the movie came out on July 17th, 1987. And I didn't get to see it until July 18th, the day after it opened. I wanted to go opening day, and I threw a fit, but my mom just didn't feel like going. I ended up going with my friend John at the Bristol Mall. I remember we had Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, which was a new thing. all excited about seeing this movie. I was so excited. This was like seeing the original Jaws, because I didn't get to do that because, I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, but I was too young. But this might as well have been Jaws. Now, Mitchell Anderson here, from what I understand, he owns a restaurant in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And apparently it's a really good restaurant. Lorraine Gary, of course, was the wife of Sid Sheinberg, president of Universal. And, you know, you can tell she's trying her best, you know. In this movie, she's trying. I believe this movie had a budget of about $25 million. I know it costs more than Back to the Future cost to be produced. So they spent a lot of money on it. It's not like it's a cheap movie. But it was made very quickly. Probably to help Universal, probably hoping that they would, make some money that summer. So it was originally announced as Jaws 87, and here we see good old Roy up on the wall. They actually offered Roy Scheider I believe what I've read is that he was offered up to $1 million to appear and be the first victim, as Sean ends up being. And Roy said no. He did not. He didn't sell out, or he didn't intend to anyway. He appears, his picture and his footage from the original Jaws appear with him uncredited. But yeah, he could have made an easy $1 million, and he said, no, I'm not going to do that. The second girl into that line, they'll show him again. I actually met her in Martha's Vineyard. She was serving fish and chips, or lobster rolls, that's what it was, lobster rolls, not far from where this was filmed. And I actually recognized her, and we talked. She must have thought I was crazy. Yeah, this is all in Martha's Vineyard. This is right by where you see in the original Jaws, Roy Scheider and Murray Hamilton having that original conversation on the barge that goes across. You yell Barracuda, everybody says, huh, what? You yell shark, we got a panic on the 4th of July. That all happens like he's about to drive right by where that scene took place. Yeah, right there. That's also where Roy at the beginning of Jaws 2 goes across in the opening credits on his way to the Holiday Inn presentation with the Amity High School band. So yeah, this was intended to be Roy. So we're getting right to it. I love when the shark appears from the shark's perspective. I love the growling of the orchestra that Michael Small composed. Right here. It's kind of a shame we didn't get to see, the shark and see the attack from a little bit better perspective. But you got to give it to, here's my lobster roll friend. You got to give it to Mitchell Anderson. He's not phoning in his performance. Imagine how that would feel to realize your arm's been bitten off. I mean, here comes Jaws. Yeah, I don't see Roy Scheider doing this. Not even for that $1 million. But still, this is all, I like all this. This is cool right here. The attack itself could have been enhanced a little bit with the actual shark appearing or not anything appearing. I don't know. That's a nice touch, the log coming up. Here's what's left to Sean. That's supposed to be Hendrix. And there's a Christmas tree. That's right, this is a Christmas movie. Martha's Vineyard, so beautiful. Here comes Lance Guest. Now, I really like Lance Guest. He's definitely got a good screen charisma. I'd love to chat with him sometime. Hopefully, at some point, I can track him down. If he, by any chance, hears this, I hope he'll hit me up. But I really loved him in, of course, Halloween 2 and The Last Starfighter. But I thought he kind of carries this movie. Mrs. Kittner. Lee Fierro, I met her at Jaws Fest in 2012, and she was so nice and sweet. I gave her a Shark Is Still Working soundtrack CD, and she was so sweet. Gave me a kiss on the cheek. She's a nice lady. It came for him. It waited all this time. But this is being played straight, folks. The performances are good. They were directed well. I mean, that was good. Now, Karen Young here, Mike Brody's wife, Carla Brody, She actually played Roy Scheider's fiance in a movie called Night Game in 1989. Not one of his best. You can't believe that voodoo. Sharks don't commit murder. They don't pick out a person. Dad died from a heart attack. You've probably heard, of course, the novelization of this actually has a voodoo subplot where apparently Michael Brody there upset a voodoo tribe or something, I don't know, and they actually put a curse on them, which is what drives the whole thing. The novel's not that bad, actually. I remember reading it when I was a kid. I haven't read it in obviously 30 or so years. 35 years? Holy cow. I tell you, time goes fast, folks. Lance Guest probably feels like he was running on that beach yesterday. It just goes by so fast. All this is filmed up in Martha's Vineyard. So, what are we going to do now? Let's go to the Bahamas, but check out that Christmas vibe. We got wreaths. This is a Christmas movie. Now you know what to buy everybody for Christmas. Poor little Judith Barcy. She passed away shortly after this movie was filmed. And had an unfortunate father, apparently. But it's an adorable little girl. So here we are. If you go to Martha's Vineyard, like, next week, it's going to look about like this. That place does not change. It's perfectly preserved. And now Lorraine's starting to realize what the reaction to this movie is going to be. God bless her. Look at her. She's trying here. It's kind of a nice touch there. Here comes Michael Caine. The thing about this movie, especially since it was remastered, is the colors just pop off. It's a very colorful, warm movie to look at. How great is Michael Caine, though? Michael Caine was just coming off of Hannah and Her Sisters, and just won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. It was a beautiful performance too. If you've, everybody has their opinion about Woody Allen. I don't really know what to think, but he's made some great movies. Hannah and Her Sisters is one of them. Also, Crimes and Misdemeanors. Boy. With Martin Landau, 1989. That's definitely one to check out. Well, that's kind of fun. You want to go for a ride? So yeah, I guess the problem here is we need some shark. We need a little bit more. I'm about ready for another shark attack. This movie did not do great at the box office. It came out the same week. There was a reissue of Snow White and RoboCop and Jaws the Revenge. They all came out on the same weekend. And I think Jaws the Revenge was number 3. Snow White, I know, was number 1. And I think it was RoboCop and then Jaws the Revenge. But the theater I was in, it was pretty crowded. Probably about 3/4 full. And I remember some people screaming at certain parts towards the end. Yeah, everybody's trying. I don't get the sense they have everything they need in the screenplay. Well, obviously, I mean, like the grocery list. This seems like something that was probably ad-libbed. She does not like that that sculpture. Now we totally know this is a dream sequence because the last thing she would do is go for a swim with her and that is a body double. Gotta love a dream sequence, right? Just like the classic Siskel and Ebert review. I think they were trying to do like an Aliens kind of vibe here, like she's Sigourney Weaver waking from the nightmare. This scene here needs some music or something to underlay that audio dub. Now, the underwater equipment and footage was completed by Jordan Klein, who actually worked on Thunderball.
Come on, Michael, talk to me. Give me some numbers up here. How many you got? Oh, you're full of shit, man. Sit down there, all damn boy. You got nothing to show for it but excuses. Michael, you're tagging his hands into some fright name.
You got 2 speeds, slow and slower. I actually have lines from Jaws of the Revenge memorized.
Okay, so we're going to stop everything and pass out cigars now, huh? Look, we've been paying to see where they go, how they propagate it.
Oh, I saw this at the movies like when I was a kid. Probably about, I think 4 times. I went every chance I got. In fact, it's kind of ironic. I love James Bond movies. And I went and saw this for a 4th time instead of going to see The Living Daylights, who is now my favorite James Bond. If you haven't looked at my channel, Timothy Dalton. I totally had no interest because it wasn't Roger Moore, and I thought it should have been Pierce Brosnan. And then I go and I ended up going to see Living Daylights at the theater late into its run, and I was blown away by it. And it was like immediately one of my favorite James Bond movies. But I set that out at first because I had to go see this again, because I will say the theatrical cut of this movie is much better than the home video version. I actually have a VHS tape of it that I taped off of HBO, but it's just so degraded. But it's just got more edge to it towards the end. But hey, it's Christmas time. Pour you some eggnog with the Brodies. I told you it's a Christmas movie. It's almost like Lorraine Gary wanted to have a dramatic scene like every, I'll do this movie, but it's got to be filmed in the Bahamas. I need Michael Caine or someone like Michael Caine as my co-star, and I need a dramatic scene every 10 or 15 minutes. And shoulder pads. It's a pretty nice pad he's got there.
Come on, Mom, please don't start that again. I'm not going to quit now.
Makes me want to go to the beach.
You're all I have left. I don't want you working in the water. Mom, what I do is typically safe. At the moment, we're collecting Fitz's name.
But yeah, I wish Lance Guest was in more movies. He actually went on to have some success on Broadway and off Broadway, I guess, with the $1 Million Quartet, where he played Johnny Cash. I believe he helped develop that, and then I guess they licensed it off with some other performers. But he went on tour with that, I know, for a couple years. But he did a great Johnny Cash. You can actually find a David Letterman clip with him, and he comes out and he does like Walk the Line or something, and he was great. Should cast him in a new Johnny Cash movie, because I'm sorry, Walk the Line is not the definitive Johnny Cash movie. So many aspects of that man's life they didn't even get into that are really interesting. Uh-oh. She senses Michael Caine. Here he comes.
Hello, you two. Hello. I don't know why I'm sitting here.
Man, what a life Michael Caine's lived.
There must be a sign under the water. Beware hoses about. Flies the plane. Mostly a black driver. What's that?
If you want to see another, I think it's an entertaining movie. But hey, I saw this 4 times at the movies. What do I know? The Island with Michael Caine came out in 1980. Was actually produced by Zanuck and Brown, who produced Jaws and Jaws 2. And it was written by Peter Benchley. It has a great Ennio Morricone score, and David Warner as a pirate. Anyway, it's Michael Caine and his son end up getting kidnapped by pirates, and it's a crazy movie. Very violent, but it's kind of a cool movie. You know, you might rather watch Thor, but I'll watch The Island instead. Uh-oh.
Sometimes talking to explain to a decent. Explain it.
All right, you can see the Shasta can over there on the left. There was a promotion, I remember, where if you bought like, you know, a couple of beer barrels worth of Shasta, you could send in your proof of purchase, and you get a Jaws the Revenge towel, beach towel. I wanted that beach towel, but my family didn't like the Shastas. But I taped commercials for this movie and little clips. I've probably got some stuff around here I haven't posted. It's some kind of VHS somewhere full of Jaws the Revenge bad reviews. I cut out all the I do have, if anyone's interested in seeing any of this, I've got like newspaper ads I found that I cut out and saved them. So I've got like all the Jaws ads, newspaper ads. I've got a TV guide. There was a big fold-out TV guide advertisement. I mean, they marketed this movie. It's not like it wasn't made to not succeed, which is, I don't know what they were thinking though. Like, people wouldn't wonder what in the hell's going on.
One time, I was flying supplies up the Amazon when I came down in the jungle. I was picked up by this tribe of headhunters, and they took me to...
You are impossible. Lorraine Gary flexing all of her acting muscles. It's pretty fun. It's a Jean Canoe. Sharks come and go, Ellen. Give it a kick in the ass. Kind of got a cold, so I can't do my Michael Caine. I do remember people being shocked by the shark showing up in this scene coming up. It just doesn't, unfortunately, develop into a very exciting scene. But all these characters are likable. Beautiful setting. Oh, there he is. Got a big fish down him on.
We got a big fish down here, Mom. Oh, yeah? How big?
Now, why in the world would she, it's also melodramatic.
Helen? Right. Helen, what's wrong?
Nothing. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
I'm terrific.
Sharks come go, Ellen.
Give it up. Don't keep doing this. I can't keep doing
This is, it's quite a party they're having there.
Come and go, Ellen. People have got nothing to do with it.
A drink with an umbrella in it.
Helen, give it up. Give it a kick in the arse.
Get on with your life.
Tell me you love.
Come on, Ellen.
I know what you've been through. Don't worry.
I know what you've been through.
Go away.
Had a shark go after my family, too.
Give me my glasses, man. Boy, I've never seen
Good old Lance Guest, trying his best.
Michael, the black thing went right past me, so. Should have gone for you, Dick. It was right over you. Why did he come up?
What the hell is going in World War anyway, man?
What's the difference, man? It's here.
It's only a shark, a great big beautiful shark. It's going making it into something small.
I mean, I like these two. They should have had better. Well, you watch the stuff and you go, oh, they should have had better opportunities or whatever. But I mean, hey, they're probably doing better than me. But
Hey, man, I didn't need to slap my lips, eh?
so, gosh, okay. What can we talk about? So yeah, let's talk about the differences between this version that we get on home video and what was released in theaters. Because with me seeing it 4 times in the theater, I distinctly remember there was a casino scene where Michael Caine was gambling, and it actually, they show him gambling here in a little bit, but it's actually a longer scene. And so I remember that, and then towards the end when Mario Van Peebles gets attacked, that scene had a little bit more shark and blood, and it kind of makes it clear that he ain't coming back. So like, there was a few extra shots of the shark biting a guy leaning against the boat, and I wish they'd put the movie out as I saw it in the theater, because I guarantee you, I'll tell you this, if they had just left it alone, this movie would not get half as much crap as it gets. And the crap it gets, it would deserve. But the ending, it had a great ending where the shark's impaled by the end of the boat. And it, you've probably seen it on YouTube, but like, It's so much better than this thing where it explodes. It's like, what are you doing? So yeah, there was a little bit more here, I remember. I think he... They showed him like winning a little bit more. Now, where did Ellen get these? Did she bring this party dress? Where'd she get all these clothes for this?
I knew there was a reason I could afford all this. My father used to say,
And why am I worrying about that?
what you do and who you with. Happy birthday, Louisa. Happy birthday, Louisa.
I knew a one-armed pianist once. It took him 2 minutes to play the minute waltz.
Don't go weak in the knees on me tonight, boy. You're gonna need all the strength you got.
I knew a one-armed piano player once. Took 2 minutes to play the minute waltz.
Lynn Whitfield, Mario Van Peebles' wife, I believe in this. She went on to do some good stuff. I remember the Josephine Baker story. She was in that. Playing the Jets.
A little quiet tonight. New Year's Blues?
No.
Come on. It's my party.
So again, it's like that 10-15 minute mark where we're due a melodramatic scene. It's like Lorraine's making up for not having much work for 9 years since Jaws 2. The world would be a better place if more sons danced with their mothers.
Michael, stop pouting. You look like you did when you were 6. Didn't get
I had the best mom. She'd sit and watch these movies with me.
I like him. I enjoy his company.
I don't like sticking around after
I'm not listening. I'm not running. You are being ridiculous.
Sometimes I think that's why I watched them.
I'm not going to bother you anymore about the work.
You're a pain in the
Come
ass.
on, let me finish.
Kind of reminds you of your mother. If your mothers are still alive, give them a call.
I refuse to let myself be run by an obsession. I cannot keep on believing it is intentional. I finally figured it out.
Good.
My mom actually sat and watched Highlander 2: The Quickening
Break out the
with me. That's how cool my mom was. She'd go see anything. But at this point, we're starving for some shark action. Something needs to happen.
Where's Clarence and William? I gave them the DR before we get a job. Why are you making this transfer? Part of the master plan, Michael. You don't like that. What about a water system? Hothead? We're going to study look at the animals no one really knows that much about.
Them conquer better be there tomorrow, man.
What the hell are you talking about? We write it up, wrap it up, and hand it in, brother? Hey, how come you have those souls in mind? You got two of them? We don't write anything until we're finished. When I was a small boy, my father took me to jail. Just never do anything.
And the 80s were great. I hope if you're listening, you were around in the 80s and were able to enjoy them. It was so fun. I mean, there was obviously there was great movies like every weekend.
Look, we got 3 months' work left on this thing. You can't write a report.
Great music.
We gotta get a bird, you know? Huh? Great white don't come down to the down. Never. Never. I think the late night activity like that just swim away. Look, my name goes on the report, okay? It's a half-ass job. I don't think my shot.
Got Atari. I mean, come on. And television.
Who's that? Anybody home yet?
I like that boat. I wonder where that boat is.
Down to earth with the rest of us. Even if that shark's still in the water, it's not going to be there forever, you know? Got to figure out the water's too warm, it's going to go away. Look me in the eyes, boy. Tell me you're going to show you the fish as much as I do. Huh? This is what we're trained for.
These guys are trying their best. You got to give it to them. It's getting so slow here in the middle.
It's important to music, it's to you, right? All right, you like them down here? All right. All right, I'll huh? It's very good stuff. Just for a few days, and it's back to your lovely feeling. Now that's fair, man. That's fair. Come on, indulge me. Huh? I don't know shit about what's
You don't know shit about anything. I'll teach you how to wear your hair.
Next time you learn. I teach you how to wear your hair. I teach you how to dance.
Get your butt down here, man. I remember everybody in the theater laughing at that line.
This is the third time this monkey forgot to take it out.
Got a lot on my mind.
Does it take that much to remember what day they come?
My brain. There's only so much room.
I mean, do we really need scenes of people taking the trash out in a Jaws movie?
Well, I thought our work was a surprise, huh? How come it's my responsibility?
Again, this scene just seems like it was just completely improvised.
Okay,
I mean, they're doing their best, but
I take out the garbage because. Good, I'm glad we got that straightened out.
if you think about just 12 years earlier, the kind of movie we got with the original Jaws, it's just not measuring up.
That's hard about something. What's wrong?
Why should there be anything wrong?
What is that picture? Anyway. It's one of the oddest lines in a movie. I've always wanted to make love to an angry welder.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey. No fair, I'm not on.
Karen Young, just thought of another movie she was in that was really good. Criminal Law with Gary Oldman and Kevin Bacon. I think that came out in '88. So yeah, just a year after this. And that movie is pretty intense. It's one of those you don't hear much about, but I remember Gary Oldman being really, really good in that. But now we're finally getting some action. No, not that kind of action. Some shark action. Here we go. There we go. Okay. We finally get a scene with some mechanical shark. Always liked Mario Van Peebles' shirt here. Same old shirt. Or no, yeah, same old shirt, different day, and then it's same old shit, different, or same old shit every day. That's right. When I was 13, I would have wore that. The thing about this mechanical shark is it just doesn't, it looks, you know, it's just
There it is. Come in. Come in.
it doesn't seem to have much power behind it. But from what I understand, it is that it actually operated fairly well. Or maybe it just operated just good enough. I don't know. It just seems like... I think I heard somewhere where the shark scenes were more elaborate originally, and they thought they were going to be able to do a lot more with the shark. But they could only pull off so much. But... if I recall, it's Henry Miller is the person that designed the shark, as opposed to Roy Arbogast. I guess he wasn't available. But yeah, it just looks kind of awkward. Well,
I tried with the one. Burlington, Vermont. I flew around to New York. Oh.
Ellen Brody's about to get another acting moment off of her checklist. A makeout scene with Michael Caine.
I dreamed of always being warm. What do you want?
2 Bahama Mamas, please.
2 Bahama Mamas, please. Fair while, I take some time off.
You're always taking time off.
I like to travel. I'll leave the bus in time again.
Have an irresistible urge to kiss you, Ellen Brody.
Think we keep the hot down to the Caribbean. It's better to stay.
I see a lot of ladies about to go.
Yeah, there are, but
I've grown tired of one-way conversations. Boy, me too by the time I'm done with this commentary.
I have an irresistible urge
Here we go.
to Ellen Brody.
Because it would not occur to you.
Why?
Blushing suits you. He's laying it on. Write all these lines down, guys. This is how you do it.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
No, this is the thing. All I do is preposterous.
My vision is perfect.
My
Uh-oh. Oh, Lord.
What are we getting out of this whole bucket? God.
Yeah, maybe here we could have used some exciting Jaws, some kind of pirate chase music, something to...
Come on, you overgrown goldfish. Come down with you.
This movie does sort of play out like a TV movie,
How long have you been on hold?
which Sargent did direct a lot of TV movies.
What do you got to do with this? How long?
But
I don't know, Mike. That's what we got here. Will you bring it to starboard?
it's a good shot there.
When they get here. Who? Homie. Right, son. One day he was just here, that's all. What do you know about it?
I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but
He's after my
the
mother.
#1 album when this was playing in the theater was The Joshua Tree by U2.
Bring her back. We're going in the wrong direction. I mean, you know, some of these hard flying trucks down here. Always
Back when U2 were like super cool.
Bring her about now. I am. Hurry, not moving him. Come on, you're not so talking about it. Right, man. Like jamming, like women don't follow me.
And we still had MTV, and they were playing
We lost him.
all sorts of cool videos.
You trapped that flapping unit
The
about
80s, man.
Maybe he's gone. All right. Come back and find me tomorrow.
This is a very unfortunate shot. What is that? Like, is this thing sewn up? And then we cut to her going on about kissing? Oh.
That's the beginning. The beginning is what? Whatever happens next.
I don't know if you know, but the popular show for women, Sex in the City, was actually based off of the exploits of Ellen Brody in Jaws the Revenge.
I don't know why you want
She's out of control in this movie.
I don't know what you think. I don't know what I think. I don't know why we're even talking about it. This is so silly. I'm just old.
I hope not, and I'm on a long and happy sex life.
You said it wasn't like to interrupt anything.
Yeah, this is all TV movie stuff.
That's the thing, Grandma. Oh, I almost forgot.
Just thank God there hasn't been another dream sequence. Oh, wait. At least we got to see the shark. So. Oh, well, yeah, I forgot how slow this gets in the middle. Oh no, not this scene. I mean, these are all talented people, talented child actor. They just don't have the fuel to run on, which is the script. That's just not giving them. They're doing their best. Ellen Brody at this point, though, Lorraine Gary, she's just out of control at this point. But who didn't love Lance Guest in The Last Starfighter? I remember going to see that when I was a kid, 1984, and it was packed. And those special effects, you just didn't know what. You'd never seen anything like that, except maybe Tron. But not where you had spaceships and stuff. It was such a fun movie. Catherine Mary Stewart. Great score by Craig Safon. It's a classic. They should. I know they've been planning on doing a sequel, or they're trying to get one off the ground. I mean, you could at least do a Hulu movie or something with it. A Netflix. You know how you did, look at Cobra Kai. You could do the same with The Last Starfighter. Ugh, Miller Lite. You'll eat Fruit Loops and drink Miller Lite. Or no, Cheerios. You'll eat Cheerios. I want Fruit Loops. So here we are, once again. Time for a melodramatic Ellen Brody scene. Lance Guest has had enough at this point. Now, finally, we're going to get some good shark action. This is actually a pretty good sequence.
Got 17 more minutes down there. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna go look for that shop.
Once it gets going. And I like the heart monitor kind of gimmick. Which again, I think that was lifted from Aliens.
Cool, calm, take your day in the Bahamas.
You know,
Just stay within a quarter mile. I got
Aliens
two
was just a year before this.
Come within 3 miles.
And they had that monitor where the aliens were coming and they go beep, 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 beep. Kind of like this.
Michael, I got him. Coming forces, you better get out of the water now. All right, I'm coming.
I actually think this sub shows up in License to Kill. It's like from your shark hunting days when he goes in the warehouse with okay, well here we go. Shark attack. I love that punchy Michael small score. Michael! I kind of wonder if this scene where he's about to swim into a boat that sunk, I was wondering if they lifted that from Never Say Never Again, because that was just a few years, 83, that was just a few years before this. You'll remember Connery is chased by a shark when they have a some kind of beeping gadget that pisses sharks off, and there was like a shark chasing them around, like a bull shark. Always like that shot. If you're a real Jaws the Revenge nerd, check out some of my little trailers I've put on that I cut together. Again, I just like these things because they remind me of being a kid. They remind me of better days. They must be dragging that shark. Well, you can kind of see a track under it there. Well, this is all pretty fun. Now, okay. This is actually cool. I like this, where he takes the scuba tank. This is like something out of a Bond movie. Oh. Wish they covered up the apparatus under the shark a little better. He's probably going to get the bends, but pretty cool. That's a pretty cool escape. I'll take it. I'm just so happy I'm not watching Lorraine Gary acting. Yeah, I like Lorraine Gary, but just in this movie, those melodramatic scenes are really starting to wear me out. Alright, dude. If you're that messed up, just get up. Maybe pull up YouTube or something. Listen to somebody do a commentary on a really not very good movie. Man, tonight's guest giving out the Scheider vibes.
Hey, what you doing, man? Nah, no one goes in the water till you know what that shit is. I saw the horse be right back on it, all right. What kind of bull crap is that? Follow up a horse, man. Anybody supposed to go
This
back
is
in
kind
the
of a
water?
good dramatic device where he's
Alright, so, you know, what about Carlos?
making himself go back so he's not too afraid.
Michael, I can't just let you go back down. What am I supposed to do if I can come back on one?
Then Peebles is good there. I don't know how these guys are making a living. They should write a book. I'll buy it. They're not behind a desk.
Jake, what's that monitor look like? You getting anything on a shot? No, everything's cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about yesterday. Probably all a mistake. You got that tasty look, yeah? Yeah, but how come only you do it? You just like white meat.
Oh yeah, I remember this was like, this actually got screams. Whoa. I think I saw a review where somebody said in a Jaws movie the scariest thing shouldn't be a moray eel. Now look at that. That's a work of art right there. Look at those 80s clothes. You know, it looks goofy and stuff just because people were having a pretty good time back then. I don't know. I don't understand the shoulder pads though. Go on, little girl. There's a shark out there that hates our family. I like it how Carla just kind of swats off Ellen. It's okay. Banana boats are fun. Just kind of tells her basically to shut up. And right there's Melvin Van Peebles announcing the statue that's Mario Van Peebles' father. Thea. So here we go. Time for some shark action. And Oscar clip for Karen Young here. Come on, that's kind of fun. Well, there's a shot coming up where they're pulling away from the shark eating the woman. That was really cool in the theater. Like on a big screen that plays well. Like this right here, I like this. It's a nice horror moment there. Could do without the slow-mo though. Not a big slow-mo fan. Imagine Quint getting eaten in slow motion. Alright, Ripley's had enough now. I mean, Lorraine Gary's had enough. Ellen Brody. Get away from her, you bitch! I swear, they had to have like been trying to do like an Aliens thing. But just as far as Ellen Brody, you know, if this movie was pulled off, you know, had a better script, had some better effects, you never know, you'd be saying now, gee, you know, classic female action heroes like Sigourney Weaver, Linda Hamilton, and Lorraine Gary.
Where have you been? He was attacked by a shark. Don't say it would be all right.
Theo was attacked by a shark, and it's all your fault. Oh.
Dad, you knew?
Uh-oh.
You knew? You didn't tell us? You let your mother take all this
And she's really like screaming at him here.
own daughter?
Where is my mother?
Why didn't you tell us?
Lance Guest is starting to look kind of tired. He's like, oh, I've had enough. Man, these guys have the best houses on the beach. They've got a yacht, basically, for tagging conch shells. I guess that I should bring up the video game. There was I'm trying to remember who put the game out. But it was not the best video game, but not the worst. And you would dive down and collect conch shells, and every once in a while a shark would come and attack you, and you would just shoot it and he'd go away. And then at the end of the game, you stab the shark with the end of your boat. So it's kind of cool.
What do you know about it?
LJN, I think, put the game out. And of course I bought it first day it was out, and played it and played it and played it until I had it mastered.
Hold on. What's that? Let's have a look.
But it's good here, the movie's at least getting some energy going. I like the airplane factor. It's kind of cool. Neptune's Folly. Ellen. She's down to the shoulder pads. If I go any faster, this thing will turn into a flying Quentin. I never can tell what he says there. It will become yeah, I never can make out what he says there. Uh-oh. Ripley. There's her Ripley line. Now this right here, this is kind of cool. Come on. Or at least what they're trying to do. And even what they pretty much pull off. This is kind of a cool shot. I like right here, coming down on the boat and the shark comes up. It's pretty cool. It's right here. That's a pretty cool shot. I mean, that had to be hard to line up. Alright. I have no choice but to land my airplane in the ocean. But hey, I like this. This is here we're starting to see some money of this budget on screen. It's a pretty cool stunt, regardless. Hang on to your socks, lads. I mean, that's a nice effort, at least. I mean, did they really sink an airplane in the ocean? I remember this getting a big laugh. Oh, shit! Kind of looks like that's an inflatable or something. Or seems like that could have been shot a little bit more, where it'd be a little bit more exciting. Why'd you come out here? Like I said, it's time. Gotta have some melodrama. Whoa. I mean, that's really good effort. I mean, maybe do another take. Bloody hell. The breath on that thing. So here they've got him wet, I think. And then the next shot he's got like his shirt's like completely dry. Roger Ebert just could not get over that. Where's Roy Scheider when you need him? Roy'd have this thing blown up or electrocuted by now. So again, this is good. We're starting to get some energy going, some flow to the movie. I don't know what they're doing with these strobe lights. He's after me. Yeah, I don't understand what, I don't know. If there's a strobe expert listening, feel free to comment on how exactly this light thing is going to kill the shark. Of course, maybe they were planning on it shocking him to the point he jumps up so they could stab him with the end of the boat and make him explode. You know. See, this is cool. It's a Jaws movie. We're at sea. We're on a boat. We got a mechanical shark. While I liked the score, sometimes I think the movie could use more music, though. Michael Caine seems to be enjoying himself and the money he's making. The ocean just looks beautiful here. I mean, this is all... This is okay. I think if the movie ended from here with the violent ending with him, with Mario not coming back, and with the actual comprehensible, semi-comprehensible destruction of the shark by stabbing it with the end of the boat, I don't think this movie would get quite as much crap. More slow-mo. Ellen. Yeah, there's a couple of more shots that were in there where you can actually see, you know, him in the shark's mouth and he's kind of against the boat. I think with him doing that yell, you needed some music behind it. It just sounds kind of awkward without some score punctuating that dramatic moment. But I get what they're going at, but I don't know. Now, of course, they built a huge tank, which is where a lot of the budget of this movie went, I guess, to make it easier. But I don't see how they could have saved more money than actually going through the trouble of shooting at sea. But they built this giant tank with a big wall behind it. And maybe there was some kind of tax write-off thing as it became part of Universal Studios and where other films could use it. But some of these insert shots that they filmed in that tank just are pretty unfortunate. And a lot of it's this new stuff that they put in where Mario Van Peebles' character survives. And the shark roars. Yeah. Sounds like King Kong. Sweet Jesus, we're heading straight for it. Ellen will not have it. Ellen is going to kill the shark. Now, stab it and show the cool shot of the shark. Oh, no. No, this is a better idea. If you have Jaws the Revenge on Blu-ray, they've got the original ending as a bonus feature. Check it out, or There's a lot of versions on YouTube, but none of them are right. A lot of them... Oh, see, here's what I'm talking about. That is not cool. Look, you can even see the water breaking against the backboard there. Oh, yeah, and there's Jake. Oh, man. See, and they put all this in. This was not in when I saw this at the movies. None of this was in it. That's great. Yeah, take him home to his wife. See how she feels about you, Brodies. Wow. A happy ending. No, this played so much better without that. Without dude surviving. Okay. When I come back, it took 100 nuns to Nairobi. Haha, that hoagie. And we've actually made it. I can't believe it. We actually sat here and watched the whole movie, and I actually talked the whole time. I have no notes, folks. That's the level of nerd you're dealing with here. But just keep it between us. But hopefully you enjoyed this to some degree. I don't know. I put people on and listen to them do this all the time, so I figured, why not? Hopefully you enjoyed that. And then we have that great Jaws theme. I guess I'll go ahead and mention, I mean, I am, if you've never clicked on anything of mine before, I was a co-producer and composer on The Shark Is Still Working, which you can find on the Jaws Blu-ray in 4K. I've got a soundtrack out. If you search on Amazon or Spotify or even YouTube, it'll pull up. Of course, you can look at the videos on my channel. There's a lot of music stuff, but a lot of movies and stuff. So check that out. And yeah, just subscribe, hang out. You know, if folks enjoy this enough, I'll keep doing it. So please subscribe, say hey, and we'll do it again next time. Maybe we'll do Jaws 3D. I should mention I did a commentary with Heath over at Serial at Midnight on the original Jaws. I was a little rusty there. First time I'd really done anything like that, but I don't know. If you made it through this, I guess you might enjoy that too. But anyway, Jaws: The Revenge, the Christmas movie for the season. Gather up the kids and watch it again. Now that you know, it's a Christmas movie. And I guess I'll sign off here. I think we were talking about the box office. We'll wrap it up there. The movie ultimately in the U.S. earned about $20 million. Now, I saw somewhere that it made $30 million overseas, which came to a total of $50 million. Considering they spent about $25 million on the movie, you know, basically after you consider marketing and what the theaters take, it probably just about broke even. I think they made the alternate ending for home video and for international audiences because they kind of got spooked when the initial box office gross and reviews were not very good. So that's why we have that weird ending. But I say there should be a theatrical cut of this out and about. Get rid of this crappy explosion ending. It's really a big reason why this movie gets so much shit. But I'm going to sit here and worry about that for some reason. All right, well, that's it. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.